Good morning. I'm glad to be back with this group to talk about something new and fairly timely. Last year, I started working on a talk about America's depredations in the Middle East and North Africa, about all the different kinds of things that we had done, both using the military and the CIA, uh, in aggressive overt action and in covert action. Uh, First lecture, we're going to talk about Libya and Egypt, and I'm going to kind of try and go chronologically, although we have to go from country to country. In the second lecture, we're going to talk about Syria and Lebanon and that part of the world. In the third lecture, we're going to look at the global war on terror, Afghanistan, and Iraq, and the poor decision making then. And then I've sort of been given a gift with an invasion of Iran, which has become the fourth lecture. And I'm extremely distressed by what's going on. I imagine you are too. Congress never authorized the United States military to go to war. I'm not sure why they are so ineffective. Um, we'll talk about that. Uh, it's extremely important right now since it's disrupted the whole world order, the world economy, the price of gas, the price of fertilizer, the price of food. And there's probably no way out except to give up because we're never even going to get back to what we had. But, I want to cover some of that history. I want to make sure that, you know, we look at the interventions of the last 75 years by our military and our CIA. And it's kind of mind-boggling how it all transpired. Some of the earlier talks, we're going to look at assassinations, we're going to look at coup attempts, we're going to look at bribes, we're going to look at the fact that we were able to purloin a MiG aircraft, advanced aircraft from another country and fly it to Las Vegas so we could take it apart and look at it. But we keep making the same mistakes over and over. And part of it is poor planning, poor strategy, uh, and now we're stuck with the Straits of Hormuz. And maybe this week, uh, the exit out of the Red Sea, the Bab al Adab, I believe it's called, might be closed to shipping, which might boost oil prices even higher. Um, the most important part of the class for me is when you ask me hard questions. I enjoy that immensely. And in between classes, you're always welcome to email me so that we can talk about what's going on. But, we got a lot going on. It's timely. I have to change my fourth lecture on the war on Iran. I change it literally every other day to keep up with the mishegas in the news. We're either winning or we're having meaningful discussions, or it's regime change, or it's getting rid of the nuclear dust, or whatever it is. But the most important thing is I'm going to give you what I think is a fairly good view of this part of the world. I just want to mention that as a junior officer, I was on exercises in Egypt, in Bahrain, and the Straits of Hormuz. I know that part of the world. As a mid-range officer, I deployed with the Marines during Operation Desert Storm into northern Saudi Arabia and Kuwait, so I have some intimate knowledge of that part of the world. And as a senior officer, I was involved in planning for operations in Central Command, which includes all those countries in that part of the world that we're going to be talking about with this lecture. So again, I think it's very timely. I think it's important to know history. I've become an amateur historian in my third career. I enjoy it immensely. I learn a lot, and I hope you will too. And again, I look forward to your attendance, but most of all, your questions. Give me some tough ones, and we'll make this as interesting as I possibly can. Good luck to you, and I will see you in class.